parler à quelques instants de la première des deux épreuves d'attelage qui vont nous accompagner dans cette 64e édition du concours hippique international de Genève, l'épreuve d'ouverture de la Coupe du Monde.
Il s'agit de la 5e étape qualificative de cette Coupe du Monde. Les 4 premières étapes ont été gagnées par Exell que nous accueillons parmi nous.
Welcome all to Geneva. Welcome to the FEI Driving World Cup of 2025. Wow, what a race around Europe it has been so far. And already we have approached leg 5. We're already halfway through. We're on our way to Bordeaux, of course, for the finals come February. In the meantime, we have already gone around the race courses in Lyon, in Maastricht, in Stuttgart, in Stockholm, and now we arrive at one of the biggest of them all. And what a busy run it's going to be over the next few weeks. This is Geneva, 1 week ahead of London, and then on to Mechlin. The drivers are going to be certainly needing their very best over this run of hugely important competitions. Well, they're just setting the scene down there, and we get to set the scene for you right here because we are just a few minutes away from the start here of this running. Ben Alliard, Kusteronda, Bram Chardon, Frederick Pearson, Exell, Dristagik and Jerome Voutaz. 7 drivers looking to set things up for what is the qualifying point scoring round tomorrow. But this one is the opening drive. All 7 go through.
In the second round, in the reversal order.
What a beautiful place to be. Geneva is, of course, one of the fabulous settings here in the heart of Europe. and always gives us some great competition. The race around this magnificent arena is going to be fierce here this evening, no doubt about that. And whether it be the Swiss hero, Jérôme Vitaz, or one of the other absolute world-class stars, tonight's field is one of the best so far, because it brings together the biggest and best names in the world of driving, as we get to take a chance to say hello to them. And as you can see, we're almost set to get going as well. It is leg 5 of the FEI Driving World Cup, and Geneva is this next stage of what is an exciting lineup of drivers. The best in the world from the outdoor season, qualifying for the Indoor World Cup circuit that will culminate in Bordeaux with the final in February. Still a lot of points on the table, but at the moment it is Boyd that is, of course, out in front. He's been on quite some drive so far, the reigning World Cup holder. But Geneva is something special. We have our own lake in the middle there, as well as the ups and downs and the swings around, because there's plenty for these drivers to think about while they're trying to negotiate this course. An opportunity for them, though, now just to come on in and have a little look around. There is the Dutchman, and de Ronde, who's been a winner here, of course, in the past. He knows his way around very, very well indeed. See how he gets on here this evening. Ben Alliard also just having a little look at the moment, the French driver. This is a course that is set by Michael Meyer. 2 marathon obstacles with all the twists and turns that they include. The splashdown at the lake, but there's plenty of cones out there as well. 4 seconds is what you really need to avoid, because it certainly handicaps you when it comes to the clock if you start adding seconds on. Whatever order they finish over the 2 drives this evening will set them up for the order of go in the points-paying round here tomorrow. There are 2 wild cards, though, that won't score points. They are Ben Alliard and de Ronde. The point scorers this week are the remaining drivers. In this first drive, they come back in the second drive and add the time on, whereas in tomorrow's they will come back and start afresh. There is the order of run tonight, starting with the Frenchman before we see Kus take off. Bram Chardon and Fred Pearson, Boyd Exell, Dries de Griek, Jérôme Vitaz, and that is the lineup tonight, including the top 2 in the world there with Boyd and Bram. It's an exciting lineup. Points certainly ones that they'll need. Bram Chardon, who is really now just about to start scoring this season, so he'll be looking to put in a strong run of results starting here and moving forward over the coming weeks, with London just a few days away and then on to Belgium. Many miles to be driven, a little chance to get your little paws wet, your little hooves wet down there. It's going to get quite muddy on the back, no doubt about that. Amazing teams. The work and dedication that goes into preparing these horses is quite phenomenal. There it is, golden helmet is the master of it all, the man that he has been the man to beat for so many years, Boyd Exell, and his lovely team here this evening that have been pretty much unbeatable over the course of the year. I mean, in terms of points, they've been unbeatable. They've ended up on top when they needed to in the finals. It hasn't always worked that way on the opening drive, admittedly, but when it comes to the one that really counts, he has still found his way to the top. Certainly going to get wet feet. No way you're going to avoid that one. On the back step tonight, you are in for a lot of fun, I can assure you. The drivers who have just arrived, of course, they've had the opportunity to go on out and have a little look around the course on foot. First time they'll have seen it. It's the local hero, but this is the first time the horses get to come into the arena, so it's a parade of sorts, but also just a sort of acclimatization for the horses. One of the great things over the course of the series as well, the arenas all differ so much. I mean, this is one of, if not the biggest in the world when it comes to indoor. Stuttgart's pretty big, and let's remember, you get the slightly smaller ones, Maastricht, I mean London, bigger than it used to be, but still, as we move our way round, it is one of those massive arenas that really gives them the chance to open up, run and gallop. Well, not long to get acclimatized. Just checking out. We've got Ben out there. One at a time they make their way out, so we are edging up ever closer. Marathon obstacles, the two sets of them. So this is Ben and Germain Alliard, the first to go tonight. The French driver is going to be the pathfinder. Far from easy, that job. Multiple European championships, of course, world championships as well that he has represented France at. He has qualified for the World Cup final on 6 separate occasions, including, of course, the last 3 years, and made sure that he's there with his team in Bordeaux. Well, we are under starters orders for Ben Alliard then, as the first to go for the Frenchman here tonight. He's got Fez, Fiasco, Fruto and Guino, his team of 4 out in front of him here this evening as we go up and down the bank for the first of the obstacles. Over the far side for gate number 2, and then they'll cut back across the arena towards the third of the cones, and there they go, flying through and in to the first set of marathons we begin to turn. So that was A, straight through. Now they've got to come back round here to get to B. Nicely done. Keeping it nice and smooth. Momentum is key. Now, the rollback turn brings you through C. You've got to get back to the other end. D, just about keeping the leaders in check. Those front 2, the real brains of the operation, having to completely guide this team. And then you've got the powerhouse from behind. Back through F we go. That's, I think, the first set of obstacles all out the way. Now we can push on. Flying away towards the river for the first time. The Lake de Genève is splashed down. Through we go. And then there is still a 4-second penalty to add at the moment. 6 is on the corner. Now, 7 is the box. It's a high-speed handbrake turn from left to right or right to left. It depends which way they want to go. They choose to go in on the right, turn to the left. Now, back out we go to the double of cones in the middle, and that will turn them left in to the next set of marathon obstacles. Team of horses working well at the moment. The team on the back there, swinging from side to side. The steps and brakes being adjusted when they need to. Round the corner. That is B on the top left side. Now you need to come back on yourself. That's C. The leaders just go through. Now you need to get yourself untied. Back round. Left-handed turn. There we go through D. And then he's trying to just make the route as short as possible to get through E. That is E. And they've got to come back on themselves in a moment to get through F. That will be the obstacles out the way. Then it's a real run towards the finish. So here we go. Onwards. All the way now. They've got to go around this arena. It's a long old way. It's a flat-out gallop. You need that stamina. You need that power. You need that pace as we head back to the lake for one more splash. In and out they go. Still just the 4 seconds to add, though. He's kept it pretty neat and tidy, but he needs his horses to keep pulling. It's towards now the gate at the top. 12 up here, up on the edge of the arena in front of the crowd. Then down to the far end for number 13. Behind the bank we go, and then it'll be the run to the finish line through 14. So ever closer to the clock stopping. This is the last set of gates, just the 4 seconds to add as Ben Alliard for France delivers the opening time at 1:79. Great start it looked to be fair to him. He was pushing all the way, and he only picked up 4 seconds extra. So, you know, it was a pretty strong opening drive from the French driver. But there is the 4 seconds to add into the time as well. So we're just getting confirmation of that. And it becomes a time of 1:79.57. So, of course, that +4. They will get quicker and quicker and quicker on each and every drive. The second drive tonight, ever so slightly tweaked course. And then tomorrow it's the same course both rounds. Look at this. Look at this. Round and round the merry-go-round. Talking to his horses all the way. So, right. Next up, the first of the 2 Dutch drivers here this evening, Koos de Ronde. World Cup winner in 2013 at the final in Bordeaux. He's been second on 2 occasions. He's been on the podium on multiple occasions, including this season just gone, when earlier in 2025 in Bordeaux at the last final, he stood on the podium, finishing in 3rd. He's been a massive part of Dutch driving with multiple team golds, including at the European Championships in Germany this year. Of course, team golds at World Championships as well. What can he do here this evening? Still yet to stand on the top step of a podium this season, or in fact on the podium this season when it comes to the main World Cup point scoring drives. But it's still early in his campaign. Koos de Ronde then for the Netherlands is off and running. The line they're choosing to get in through A is a lovely, smooth bit of driving, keeping the momentum now as he goes here with Edgar, Tilukalu, Nike and Tibi, his team. You can see those little tennis balls very carefully balanced, the little yellow balls on top. Any little nudge and suddenly 4 seconds goes on your time. All of those obstacles, very light material. You really don't want to touch anything down there. There's only a few centimetres either side of the vehicle, and look how quick the team begin to go up through the gears as they head to the water for the first time tonight. Out of there, onwards they go. Round now to gate number 6 on the far corner. Pushing, allowing them to really run when you need, but then you, again, like in any sport with horses, you need control. Oh dear, control is, well, what you need. It doesn't mean you're always going to have it. Oh dear. I mean, best explained. It's like trying to make a turn and realising you're not going to get there now. He's kept moving on. In and out we go, round and round. The clock keeps going. I mean, I'm not actually sure that he drove through any of the obvious obstacles when it came to gate 7, but I'm pretty sure I'll let the grand jury work that one out. The clock has continued. He does have 4 seconds to add. That's the last part of the marathon obstacles. They're all out of the way, so he can begin to pull now towards the finish as he gets going once again. Team on the back leaning in, keeping the wheels down. 8 seconds now as they head back in over the bump, down through the splash and up the other side, flying up and over as they continue. 12 seconds now to be added on. It's not gone to plan for Koos de Ronde on the opening drive here this evening. Just struggling to get the team to really pull and work together. Coming home a little bit steadier. Little shake of the head there, you can understand. It just hasn't quite come off. So it's 187. But of course it's the 12 seconds that's really cost him. It was actually 175.20, which is actually within a tenth or two of a second of the time Ben would have gone round this track in, but it all went horribly wrong. horribly wrong at the box. Not actually sure what happens there, because like I say, he didn't find his way round. But he sort of did the loop, just took a lot longer doing it. It's going to be down the order. All right, fasten your seatbelts, because this is Bram Chardon. This, the world number 2. It's the green flying machine. With his team tonight, the 2-time World Cup winner 2019 and 2024. He is a multiple European champion, including this year when he won it again for the 4th time in Germany back in the summer. He's won the World Championships before as well. He's been in good form this year. Already we've seen him finish 2nd in Maastricht. But the way it works, actually, was a wild card on home soil there. So this is the weekend where the points are going to come his way, and he'll need some to start racking them up on the points table. He's more than capable of putting pressure on anyone, including Boyd, if he can get it right. He's really good at building over the course of each and every drive, and every single time. And he'll peak come tomorrow when he needs it. But it doesn't mean he'll be slow today. He starts to twist and turn through the obstacles. Conversano Mara, Favori Faro, Favori 15, and Seglari Caprirola Semaphore. A team of greys, these beautiful horses that he has. Talking to his team with every single turn. Kept it crystal clear and clean on the penalties so far at the first time of going through the lake. Team working in unison, really pulling as a unit. That is so important. Here we go. Into the swing. Goes in on the right. Swing, swing, swings to the left. Now straight across to the double of cones. And then we begin to think about the turns of the next set of marathon obstacles. So there we go. A. B. C. Ooh. Just, I mean, magical the way he can keep control of those leaders. Almost a complete separation from the wheelers that sit behind them and just make sure they are where you need them to be. There we go through E, and then the hook back through F, and then up through the gears once more. And you can see then that's where those wheelers, the 2 at the back, really begin to power up, pushing and pulling everything along. Round the quarter, back towards the water. Time once more for Lake Geneva. It's still a lot of driving to come. Which way does he negotiate his way through to go up towards 12? It's quite clever course designing because you're forcing them through the obstacles again. Now, it isn't anything other than a flat-out run to the finish. This crowd cheering away. 4 seconds, yes, to add. 1:79.57 is going to be the time he's got to try and beat. It's Bram Chardon looking to set the standard in this opening drive in Geneva, and he's done it. He's done it well as 170.70 plus 4, 174.70. He was some 5 seconds quicker than the previous 2 before you got into the penalties, and that has given him a big advantage at the moment. How costly that 4 seconds comes out to be, we'll find out a little later on. So, Bram Chardon, 174.70 though is the official time. You can see there's a little circular disc there just behind the driver that allows them to adjust the brake pressures. I mean, these vehicles, I've often described them, and I always will, they're like the equestrian version of a world rally car. I think that's the best way to explain it. I mean, they are so technically advanced. Right, Sweden go next. Fredrik Persson getting ready to go. Currently sitting 7th on the overall standings with his scores in Maastricht and Stuttgart. Three times he's qualified for the World Cup final. His best finish of 4th back in 2015. He'll be hoping to get back there for the first time since 2017 later this season. Of course, a regular at European and World Championships as himself. The Swedish driver flying his way now through gate 3, and on he goes. He did very well in the opening drive in Stockholm to get himself up to 3rd on home soil, and ended up 4th in the final drive. Round and round we go. In here and talking to his horses. The instructions going out. Just giving himself a little bit more space than perhaps the others had as he got his way back through F, but it's worked for him at the moment, because if you can keep the seconds away in terms of the penalties, you're certainly going to help your time. Keeping them contained. He's just, he doesn't quite want to let them completely loose when he runs, because he needs the control when he gets into these twists and turns and the obstacles. But it'll be costing him a little bit of time as well. Swings out wide to set up for the first part at 9. There we go, through A. Finds the shortest route back through B. Oh dear, the leaders just overestimated where they were going to go. They're slightly just predictive. I mean, how do you untangle that? It's not like you've got a reverse gear. He has, though, given one of those obstacles a little bit of a nudge, and he has picked up 4 seconds at the moment. Now he's letting them begin to run a bit more. He knows all the tight and twisty stuff is out of the way. He's growing in confidence. Fred Persson then back to the splash. Up and down the bank on the way in and out. Again, looking for that line. Takes the middle route through, gives yourself just enough room, and now it is all about the gallop. Two more gates to go, make that one. He's just got the 4 to add. He's come a little bit wide, though. He might be in trouble at the last. He's somehow got through, now pushing on to stop the clock at 193 with the 4 seconds added in. It was at 189.42, but of course another to pick up a score for, which has been a common theme here this evening. So 193.42. Still yet to see it clear, but nevertheless goes into 4th place. He just looked like he was having to be a little bit cautious at the beginning. Didn't quite have the confidence to let them run like we'd seen with the likes of Bram. 4 have gone and 3 to go. Still Switzerland, Belgium, and this next team coming our way from Austria. Almost overcooked the line. He actually had to turn back on himself a bit in the water. Right, the steamroller of driving is next up. A man that just knows how to win. He's going to get a big welcome as the reigning World Cup holder, 11 times a winner, and of course, world champion, world number 1. Back on top this year in Bordeaux. His team tonight of Banyok, Barney, Katie the Duchess and Mad Max. And here we go, look at the speed. There will be nothing slow about this team. Straight up the bank, up the hill. Great way to get things going on this course. It's a real bridge. Now, look at this confidence he's able just to give coming in to those obstacles. Drifting his way round the corners. Oh, brilliant little bit of work with the brake as well. Technically superb. Oh no, he's picked up 4, surely. Surely the shoulder went in. Yes, it did. He also, it's been the theme all night. No one's yet driven clear, and it's still the case. But he's surely quicker at the moment. Just got away with coming out of the water. It's not been absolutely perfect for Boyd so far, but he is absolutely flying. His team floating across the floor here in Geneva. Safely so far through that double of cones now. Back into the obstacles. How quick can he make his way in and around this second set of marathon obstacles? Having to keep the concentration. Those leaders just knowing what they're doing. The wheelers are just ready to fly at the moment. They know it's in the moment where they're really going to show their class as they pull that vehicle along. And Boyd knows now it is all, where's he going? He's cut the corner again. Only Boyd. He's just found the shortcut up and down the bank for the second time, but there's nothing to say you can't do it. He's going to need a little bit of advantage because he's on 8 seconds to add as he comes back up to the cut through. Now it's all the way to the finish. The leading time at the moment, 1:74.70. That clock is showing you where it is at the moment. It's back down to 4 seconds. They've given him 4 to add at the moment. So here we go. That was an amazing little bit of foresight. He saw it 12 seconds quicker than everyone else. Mind you, if you take 12 metres off the course by going up and down the bank again, it's hardly surprising. 1:57.92. Boyd, well done, at his best. There's a reason he's so good. I mean, all the others have been going 10 round the back, come through at 11, come back through the water. Boyd, no. Just cut the corner off by going up the bank. Very, very intelligent driving. Of course, he's given that away early. So now the others, I'm sure, will all begin to follow suit. But it does make for quite a turn back as well when you're trying to keep up the pace. We're not done. There are 2 to drive. Still 2 more in the opening drive. And then we've got the drive off here this evening. So this is the turn now of Belgium. And Disterik is the next to go. Third in the opening round of the season. His performance in Lyon. He's a great driver. He was second in the World Cup behind Boyd in Bordeaux last season. That was his 4th appearance in the final. He's been a regular over the last 4 years. He's taken a individual bronze and a team silver at the Europeans in the summer. What is he able to do here tonight? I haven't seen him since that drive in Lyon. He's been saving himself to come here to Geneva. The points still needing to be scored for his season. It's been brilliant to watch over the last couple of years. He's just got stronger and stronger, and his team looking quite brilliant. He's certainly not holding back here. He's come here ready and raring to go. Hunter, Kane B, Chiamano and Lyon are the 4 horses. Look at that, just got the leaders dancing on one angle while the wheelers are just giving the vehicle enough room. Sliding his way round the corner, drifting in towards this. This is absolutely brilliant from Dries so far. The man from Belgium is putting together a brilliant opening to his first drive here in Geneva. Just gives himself enough space. He wasn't leaving himself a lot of room on the turn through 6. The question is going to be, though, has he understood what Boyd did in terms of going up and down the bank? Surely somebody will have told him. We'll find out after this next set of obstacles. And the reaction speed of the leaders when he makes a request, when he just sends a little bit of a instruction down the rein. Look at this. Just beautiful to watch. It's like a pirouette with a team of 4. Absolute understanding between 4 horses and the driver. Little bit of a hop on the back step to make sure there was no problems there, and he's kept it clean and clear. So Dries de Greek is on an absolute flyer. Now, does he take the shortcut or does he go the longer way round? He's taken the longer route, so he will have given up a little bit of time. But remember, Boyd had 8 seconds to add at the end. What sort of difference is that going to make when the clock eventually stops? He's chasing 161.92 as he heads up towards gate 12 at the top of the arena. Swing to the left. Oh dear, he almost overshot the turn, but I think he got away with it. He has indeed. He's only got about 10 or 11 seconds left to go. There's a long way still to pull, but this is where he really needs to get his team to up the pace. The clock is ticking, and when you consider he didn't get the shortcut in, it's still going to be an absolute... Oh, he's done it by 0.03 of a second. Oh, well done you. 1:61.89. Nothing to add, and the 8 seconds that went against Boyd is what's cost him dear. Versus 1:61, well, the 4 seconds, sorry, to add. Of course, they took 4 off Boyd, so it was just 4 to add. But there is time. There's an easy way for Dries to find time if he takes the same route in the next drive that Boyd did in this one. Understandable, maybe he didn't know what Boyd had done because he was the next to go. Well, I mean, it's so tight between Boyd and Dries, it's going to be even Stevens really starting out. 0.03 of a second. Next to go, it is the Swiss star himself. Oh, listen to the noise. Jérôme Boutaz is next to go. Second in the qualifier in Germany, in Stuttgart, back in November. Twice this man has driven to second at the World Cup final. He's been now to 6 finals. Of course, drove again at the Europeans this year. He's a regular at championships. So what can he do this evening? Flowering Yesseni, Hermanes, Devois, Lyon and Valeriero are the team as he flies up the bank to get things going over the top and down to the other side, as now he knows it is down to him. The one thing I've come to notice with this team and this driver this year is they have an immense amount of pace. When it comes to the long runs especially, they are very quick. It's always just been the faults and the penalties that have worked against them, but the clearer he could make this drive, he'll certainly have enough in the engine to have the power to keep up. It's going well at the moment as he's slooping his way back round here. He's just got one more gate to get himself through, back up at F, and then we can pull out the other side, and on we go. Here we go. Just had a little bit of a wiggle here, trying to straighten things up to get ready to go through the water. So down through the splash for the first time, and out the other side we go. Now coming towards the box. This turn to the left just doesn't quite, just again he keeps losing a little bit of momentum and rhythm, and every time that happens you just watch the seconds ebb away. Just controlling the leaders, keeping them concentrated. I mean, these horses are so clever. He has picked up 4 seconds to out. That's going to work against him. I mean, round to the right, then to the left. Oh, he's just going to have to take a little pause. He somehow got himself out of trouble again. 8 seconds now added on. Just one more part of the obstacles to go as he comes round. I mean, the vehicle's pointing one way while the leaders are pointing the other. It's a real handbrake turn. Now, Jérôme Voutaz, and this is the Swiss drivers run towards the finish. Again, takes that slightly wider line. Just Boyd that went back up and down the bank again. Oh, where's his legs up now on the back? Oh dear. Right. 8 seconds to add. Where's this going to figure into the mix for Jérôme Voutaz, for the Swiss driver here tonight? What and where does this end? The time with the seconds added in already, but the seconds keep ticking along. 12 at the end, 180. Well, I think that was 184.5. So that was a 172 in terms of the drive. Anyway, in fact, it's 188 because they've just added another 4 on as well. I've seen it come up on the screen. Wow. So that puts him into 6th of the 7th. 6th of the 7th? 6th of the 7 even for Jérôme Voutaz there. But it is oh so tight at the top. Unbelievably tight. Just 3/100ths of a second between the top two when they come back in the next drive here this evening. So let's confirm the order at the end of the opening drive, as it is at the moment, at the very least, as the team go out there to just do a little bit of arena maintenance and just put everything back together. Driesch leads the way from Belgium, 161.89. 161.92 for Boyd Exell, the world number 1. The world number 2 sits in 3rd, Bram Chardon there, 174.70. Then it's Ben Alliard, Kustaronda, Jérôme Voutaz and Frederick Pearson. They are all to return in the next drive here this evening, but there is going to be just a little short break, obviously a little bit of arena maintenance to take place, and gives everybody a little bit of time to have a breather out the back before we go again. Well, here's the start list for the drive-off. Reverse order, as we know. Frederick Pearson, Jérôme Vuittas, Custeronda, Ben Eliade, Bram Chardon, Boyd Exell, and the last to go, Dries de Vriek. So tomorrow, of course, whatever order they finish in today will be the start order for tomorrow. The winner today going last tomorrow. And tomorrow is when the points are given out. 11:30 tomorrow morning, we, of course, will be live with you on FEI TV for the FEI Driving World Cup's 5th leg of the season. And, of course, a big week next week across FEI TV with the big event in London as well. Driving, dressage and jumping all combine at the London International Horse Show, where the drivers will be heading straight from here. Well, they'll head home and then they'll head straight to London. Not long to wait, and we go for one more drive here on a Saturday around Geneva. The lights are up, and therefore we are ever closer to the start. Now, there is a small adjustment that is made in this first drive-off. It's the only time the course actually changes slightly over the 2 days. But in the marathon obstacles, in the first set of marathon obstacles at 4, they will no longer need to go through gate D. So they'll go A, B, C, E and F. And when they go into the second set of marathon obstacles at 9, they will no longer need to go through gate C. So they will be A, B, D, E and F. So of course it will adjust the routes slightly when it comes to what they need to do. It will of course adjust the time, I guess, overall slightly in terms of what they need to do, because they'll have had one gate less in each of those twisty bits. The rest of it, though, remains identical, and we'll do our best to point out the bit they don't need to do as they don't do it. Right, on we go. So, Frederick Pearson is off first, the Swedish driver. After a strong outing in Stockholm, of course, we've seen him in Maastricht and Stuttgart as well this year. He starts out on that time of 1:93 from the opening drive, and off we go. They add to the time in the second drive. It is a culmination of times over the 2. Again, though, it could be more seconds added on, but he's driving with more confidence straight from the off. You can see much more committed as he flies in. Now we go. A is out the way through B. Now back on this little loop through C. But this is where it changes, because now he's going to turn back to the left. There you go. That's through E. And now they'll come round to the far side to pull through F, and then they can get their way out of this set of obstacles. And he's doing a brilliant job at the moment because he's got nothing to add. That's absolutely crystal clear as he heads towards the splash once more. Nicely done. Just loosening of the brake. Leaning in as he heads now towards the box. This swing back to the left. Need to keep the momentum. Very well controlled. onto the double of cones, and then it's back towards the marathon obstacles for the second time. Remember, no gate C this time. So A, there's A. Back to B. So we can ignore C, so he's got to come to the far side here. This turn in now will be just about does that through D. Little chicanery through the middle to get through E. And then there's this moment where, you know, everything's pointing in two different directions, really, as he goes through F, and that's the marathon out the way on the opening day for Fred Pearson, as he now, for Sweden, knows it's all about the drive to the finish. Again, electing to take that wider line. Fascinating to see who, if anyone, decides to tackle that shortcut that Boyd showed us in the first drive through the splash. Wow. It's really beginning to try and let these horses run. He knows he's got to wiggle his way back through the obstacles again. He has picked up 4 seconds to add. I think that came on the way out at gate 11 of the lake in the middle. Flying along here. Where's the clock gonna stop? Remember, it's the time added on. It's a total time tonight of 3:56.53. He added another 4 in this drive. I mean, he went round in 1:59.11, but he had the extra 4 seconds. It all became 3:56.53. That's therefore the standard to beat for those still to follow. Well done, Frederick Pearson. Maestro, 518. Vistoso Gaeta. Matoso Mano and Panda. Well, here we go with the home crowd favourite. What can he do in this drive? There's the bell to say we're good to go. Jérôme Butaz starts out on a time of 188.50. He's challenging an overall time of 3:56.53. But it was the 16 seconds that got added on with the mistakes he made that really did become an expensive drive. He was, again, showing pace with this team of 4. Flower, De Gesseny, Hermes, De Vrouax, Leon and Villero as we get going, and he's straight up the bank as he needs to be because the first gate's up on the top. Round we come. Pulling all the way. Look at the speed these 4 are able to muster. Already, though, he's having to anchor as he comes into the obstacles, just trying to get those leaders just to focus. Back on themselves. Oh, neat little bit of driving here because this is the adjustment up to E. Round to the far side, just one more little gate to go in this set of obstacles. And their hands with the reins are so remarkably quick with these drivers, but he is driving now with a degree of confidence. He is throwing caution to the wind a little here. He's just using that outside rein just to balance them up. He needs to keep the width. Now he can come inside. Pulls up towards the box. Keeping a reasonable amount of momentum through there. Jérôme Butaz for Switzerland heads to the double of cones. The Swiss driver with all of this crowd, this whole arena here in Geneva behind him. Keeping it tidy, and if he can keep it to a 0, it's going to make a massive difference. It won't completely fix the problems he had from the opening drive, but it'll certainly go a long way to boosting this drive. It's like he's been pushed along by the crowd. Here we go. He also decides to take that wide line. I find it curious, no one else has really decided yet to come up the bank. But he's kept a really good level of speed up. He's got his team just working quite brilliantly together. There's the time to beat. 3:56.53. Jerome Voutaz, he has now got 4 to add. Where's he going to stop this clock? He's got one more gate to go. Is he going to get there? Oh, he is indeed. 3:48.07 when you add in the seconds. There was the time, 1:55.57, but he did have 4 seconds to add on. I mean, I was just going to look back. I mean, that was 4 seconds faster, ignoring penalties, than Frederick Pearson went round this course. Lovely shot. You can see the seatbelt hole. You always wear a seatbelt up on the top there. Well, on we go to the Dutch driver, Koos de Ronde now, as he gets going for his second drive. Of course, he had the problem at the box in the first one, but he starts this drive out on a time of 1:87, and that's what he's got to work from. 1:87.2 was his time. Right, into the twists and turns we go, the obstacles. Looping, curling. Nicely done. The little zigzag and weave as he comes through once more. Pushing on very fast. He had pace, it was just the problem at the box. Now we're going to see how he gets on with that in a moment or two. He's got to be able to line it up a little bit stronger on this attempt. Here we go. Edgar Tilikalu Naikintibi heading towards the Nemesis part of their first drive, but he's got it spot on and as quick as we've seen on the second drive as he loops his way through. Now, time to dance their way around the second set of obstacles. The ebb, the flow, the change of direction. Now, one more turn on the dime, round they come. Beautifully performed. Now, is he going to hook up? No, he's going to go round. He's got the team really going at quite a pace. He's got nothing to add at the moment. The gate they need to do negotiates on the way out. Splashing through, keeping it clean. There's nothing to add at the moment. And this team really beginning to fly through the obstacles safely up through 12. He's got 2 more gates left to go. There's your time to beat, 1:48.07. Koos de Ronde for the Netherlands is trying to bring himself to the top of the leaderboard here. Surely he can do that with this drive. He is absolutely flying along. Wow. 3:36.86. Nothing to add. What a drive that was. 1:49.58 was his time around that second course, which compared to the likes of Jerome Voutaz was 10 seconds faster. When you consider then Jerome had, what, another 4-second penalty. I mean, that's a gain of 14 seconds. Quite brilliant. More than enough to catapult him to the top of the leaderboard at the moment, and certainly one to keep an eye on going into tomorrow, because yes, you have that error in the first drive. Hello. It is a real party atmosphere in Geneva, there isn't any doubt about that. Now, here we go as we look to the next up this evening. Oh, isn't that perfect? Ben Alliot, he led the way as the pathfinder around this course as the first out tonight. The French driver goes again. He starts out on 1:79.57, which means, I mean, it does mean, of course, he's starting with a 7-second advantage to all intents and purposes over Koos de Ronde, but we saw how fast Koos was, so it's going to have to be faultless, really, from Ben here as he hits the first of the marathon obstacles. Curving round. Twisting and turning. Getting the direction right as he changes it. Now, no more twists for a moment. It's all about speed. He's right up against the trees as he comes through the water. Now he's going to have to coil his way through this next part of the course. Round he comes. He's still doing a brilliant job at the moment. He's kept it neat and tidy here with his team of Fez, Fiasco, Fruto and Gino. Nicely done as he gets the zigzag. It's like knotting and unknotting yourself, isn't it, as you go through a marathon obstacles. You're constantly looking for the next turn and then pivoting through this final bend, because that brings them through the final part of the obstacles. For Benjamin Alliot here, the French driver tonight in Geneva, is still doing a remarkable job at the moment. Where this quite falls, remember, he had a 7-second advantage over Koos de Ronde, but Koos's time was remarkably quick. Can he keep himself up there? He's got to beat a time, a combined time of 3:36.86. That gives him, what, 10 seconds now, and he can't afford a penalty. It is going to be as tight as you like when he gets to the line. It really is nip and tuck as he comes to the finish, and he's done it by a second. Oh, well done, Ben Alliot. Putting together a brilliant night of driving. 3:35.35 becomes the time. His drive tonight in the second round, 1:55.78, was 6 seconds slower than Koos de Ronde, but he had the advantage from the opening drive, and that has paid dividends. It's a 2 drives combined time, so realistically it's just one long drive, and you've got to be the quickest around all of it, not just half of it. So Ben Alliot takes the overall lead, 3:35.35 to put the French driver on top with 3 more teams to go. Now Bram Chardon, he starts this drive with about 5 seconds in his pocket already on Ben from the opening drive. So that gives him a little, well, quite a bit of an advantage already. Bram Chardon for the Netherlands is ready to go. You want to put together the best drive he can. Of course, it'll make a difference to where he starts tomorrow. The 3-time World Cup winner is ready. The world number 2. And we're off to the races for Bram Chardon in Geneva. He loves this arena. He's been so successful here in the past. He's going to want to do that again if he can. Oh, this is just quite beautiful to watch. It really is like watching a ballerina in action as he finds his way through the first set of obstacles, and he is certainly got the bit between his teeth up there behind the reins tonight as Bram Chardon. He knows who's still to come, and he knows he needs a really strong time if he's to put the final two under a bit of pressure. Coil your way round the corner. Then on you go. Back into the second set of obstacles in just a moment. Time to begin that weave. Dipping inside. Lovely little shimmies when he needs it there. It's like dancing a jive. Oh, that wasn't what he needed, and that was costly. It hasn't cost him in terms of penalties, but it has cost him in terms of time. Oh, it has in terms of penalties because he's picked up 4. So, little bit of a difficult moment there, and oh, here we go. He, like Boyd, has found the shortcut. Back up and down the bank, and that could be key for Bram. It makes for a tight turn on the return. But he needed to do something because he gave away the advantage he had over Ben Alliard. He's being quick, but how quick is this going to turn out to be? 3:35 is the time to beat. Bram Chardon doing what he can, using every trick in the book. So, one more gate left. Surely he's got this one. Even with the seconds to add, he's going to cross the line with plenty of time to spare. Magnifique indeed. He goes over the line in 3:30.35. His drive time of 1:51.65. With the 4 seconds added on, of course. And he was 4 seconds faster. He, of course, then gave away the 4 to Ben, but it meant he basically maintained his advantage overall and has put together the performance he needs to. Cracking performance. Well, the next to go is the first of the final 2. And to remind you, we may as well ignore the difference between the top 2 because it is too small to be relevant, really. Or could it be? I mean, 300ths of a second is still a difference, but it's only 300ths of a second. Boyd Exell is the first of the final 2 to go, and then, of course, it will be Dries de Griek, the last out. Those are the top 2 after the opening drive. There is nothing to split them. But Boyd was the driver, of course, that picked up the penalties, whereas Dries, of course, managed to put together a nice, clean, clear drive. Boyd picked up that score of 4, but this is what it's going to come down to now. Will Boyd Exell be able to keep it clean and clear on this particular occasion? And will he take the shortcut once again? You ever think he probably would when he goes back over the bank for the second time? We will see. But he knows he's under a bit of pressure tonight, and he is absolutely going to have to keep it crystal clear as he snakes his way in to these ever-decreasing circles of the obstacles. The back and forth as you go through B and C, then up through E, because you don't do D in the second drive. He's got one more to negotiate. It's been neat and tidy as he changes direction once more, and now he can shift up through the gears as he heads back across the arena towards the lake. Splashes out the far side. He's a real bumpy ride as you come out of there. Look at them on the back of the vehicle, really leaning in as they get ready to drift their way through the loop. Now through the double cones. One more time of dancing and jiving their way through the second set of obstacles. Little bit of a shimmy going to be needed here on the back. They've done it. Contorting their way in and out through each and every one of the questions. The pirouette back on themselves, and he's got the acceleration as he begins to fly once more. Now he's setting up that inside turn again. It's got to be quicker because you're saving an awful lot of distance, but you've got to get this turn right as well. Down the hill, bending tightly in, splashing through the water. No time to rest as Boyd Exell knows he's under pressure tonight. He's got to set a time that is going to put Dries under pressure when he comes in a moment. He's got to put himself into the lead. There's the time to beat. He's got that in his pocket. He's still clear at the moment. The world #1 absolutely flying towards the finish here with his team tonight. What an amazing quartet those horses are. An unbelievable time from the world #1 with Banyok, Barney, Katie to Duchess and Mad Max. What a quartet. What a team. What a driver. What a drive from the Australian. And look at that. At his best. Simply magical. He's gone around this course in 1:41.76. That was the time on this course. That's 10 seconds faster than Bram. That was 8 seconds faster than Koos, who had originally driven the quickest drive around here. I mean, it just takes chunks out of what they're able to do, but he knows he's going to come under pressure, and he knew if he wasn't as quick as that now, he could have easily given it away. Instead, he's made it difficult for Dries. He's going to force the best out of the man from Belgium in a moment. But that's what this sport is. It is the best of the best coming together to get onto the World Cup circuit. You have got to be one of the elite few, one of the top drivers in the world to even be a part of this series. Never mind get to the final. And this man's level just seems to keep rising. That second place in the World Cup last season certainly showed that he can run the great man close. He was flying along in Lyon. We haven't seen him since, but he was certainly looking good in the last drive, and he now will know he cannot give an inch tonight if he is going to try and beat Boyd on a Saturday in Geneva. It's Dries de Gruyck, the last to go in the opening drive. He had a 300th of a second advantage at the start of this as he comes now to the first set of marathon obstacles, and we begin the twist and turn for one final driver here tonight. In and out. Shifting around, rolling now to the left, swerving now to the right, veering through, picking up the pace as he comes round here. He's able to sort of uncoil a little bit as he just now gets them to pick up and start to run towards the water. What he can't afford is a second added penalty, and if he knocks any of the cones down, that's exactly what will happen. He knows that, we know that. The team really need to fly as they head now back across the arena towards the looping turn of the box. Round they come. Is he going to be full of surprises tonight? He's got one more set of obstacles to snake his way through. One more trip on the roller coaster as he starts the loop, round the corner, winding his way in and out of the obstacles. Got the shimmy right, the dip and turn. He needs now the pivot. Round they come. out the other side and on we go. He's threaded the eye of the needle absolutely perfectly, although he lost a little bit of the line coming out of there. That will be costly. Is he going to come for the hook on the inside? No, he's gone the long way. He's got 4 seconds to add as well. Oh no. Has not quite been as clean. Right, oh, he was tracking a cone along with him through the water. He's obviously just trying to give it a clean. Right. Looping round, there's the time to beat. He's not going to beat Boyd, but Boyd was something special. Where is this going to be? He needs to keep it ahead of Bram's 3:30. He should be able to do that without too much trouble. As Duta Greek comes towards the line, where's he going to stop the clock at 3:13? 3:13.14 to take second place. I mean, he's tied at 1:47 here tonight in the second drive. I mean, Boyd went round in 1:41. That 1:47 was actually a little bit quicker than Ronda and Bram Chardon, but he had the advantage from the first drive, so he is still going to pick up second place here this evening. What a night of sport the FEI Driving World Cup has given us, and what a drive that was, especially in the second part of the drive off tonight. We saw one of the great performances yet again from the great man himself to take the win on day one of the FEI Driving World Cup's fifth leg of the season here in Geneva for 2025. Congratulations to that man from Australia, to Boyd Exell, as he wins here this evening with Banyok, Barney, Katie Duchess and Mad Max. And of course, we'll go last tomorrow. A great effort from Belgium's Duta Greek ahead of Bram Chardon, the top three here this evening. Ben Alliard, Kustaronda, Jerome Vuitaz and Frederick Pearson rounding out the order here this evening. But tomorrow is a different day. Tomorrow it all starts again from zero, as it does in both rounds as well. And you just never really know what is going to happen in this game, because as you can see in the opening drive tonight, Boyd had his problems, but he came back with a mask. He's so good at just coming back strong when he needs to. It really is something special to watch. It's been a great night, and of course the presentations we're going to bring you. Stay with us, because the presentation is on its way here. And of course, to remind you, tomorrow, if you're following the FEI Driving World Cup, we will be under starters orders at 11:30 tomorrow morning here in this fabulous arena, live with you on FEI TV. And of course, then next week we drive our way into the heart of London. We go to the London International Horse Show at the Exell Arena right on the River Thames for that beautiful Christmas event. And then, well, straight after Christmas, there's no stopping us, because we head on to Mechlin between Christmas and New Year before we take the final round of the season in Germany, in Leipzig, in the middle of January. And then it's all eyes on the final in Bordeaux at the beginning of February. So will that man be claiming another title? We'll wait to see. The horses have certainly done a great job for him tonight. He's got a wonderful team. Look at that. It's a brilliant relationship they all have, and it is a huge team around Boyd as well. He's got the team on the back, he's got the team at home, and those that travel with him. They all work exceptionally hard, and he himself works tirelessly. He's very analytical as well. He'll analyse the drives from today, looking ahead to tomorrow. He'll want to know that even with what looked to be the most masterful of drives this evening, he'll want to know what went wrong in the first drive. He'll want to look at that back. He'll want to know going into tomorrow if he can go even faster. And you wouldn't bet against him. But that is not just for him as well. It's the same for all of them. It's why that sort of exceptional level that Boyd is bringing to this sport over the years has consistently pushed the others, and why they are all improving. And we know that the likes of Dries de Griek here, Bram Chardon, even Kusteronda, you know, they're pushing him tonight. They stand every chance of bringing themselves into the mix tomorrow. He is, well, you know, Boyd is, he's excellent, but he is still human. And therefore, you know, we might forget it sometimes with how well he does drive his horses, but he is beatable. And it's that absolute competitive desire of the other drivers in this sport that are always trying to find a way in front of him. And they do, as we saw in the opening drive this evening. But you've got to be able to do it time and time again. And I think that's where, you know, he still has that advantage over perhaps the others. You know, right from the off, he can be that quick, that competitive, and he can do it time and time and time and time again. Some take time to build up, some, you know, will have a brilliant round or may make an error, but, you know, Boyd is able just to somehow constantly repeat himself. And that is a great shot to give you an example over the driver's shoulder. Just look how far out in front those leaders are. Now put yourself in that position.
We'll put you on.
Twisting.
You can practice leaning a bit in case you want
and
to
turning.
First day at London.
And that is absolutely key.
He's not sure if he can, but he'll know now when he does it now that you have to give him one as his helmet.
Already thinking of London next week. Already thinking of London, the next round and what's coming.
Yeah, Leia's got it.
And now that's to do with somebody that's going to be on the back actually, rather than the horses I'm picking up because of the helmet. But you know what? Thinking forward, he's still got tomorrow to do.
You go out, I'll go out. Not very much, huh?
Now what they're just discussing there is the showboating, which is part of the game, part of the display, part of what makes us love the world of driving. But you do want to try and organise it a little bit before you go in there. But yeah, thinking to London next week. Okay, with the drive, one of the step guys is likely to change on the back for the first drive, and we're just thinking forward. Get a little bit of practice in now during a presentation. I mean, that's very, very quick.
Take his bag off him.
Lovely shot. Right up there with the man himself.
All aboard, Mr. Beretti. You two just walk in.
If you've ever wondered what it's like to drive into the arena in Geneva with a team of 4 over the shoulder of Boyd Exell, that is what it is like. And this is the reception he's about to receive as the winner on night 1 salutes this crowd. They love this sport. They really do. Heading over once again. It'll be the Australian anthem. There is second place this evening. Dries de Griek. Ah, we found our mascot with Bram. Yep. Don't rule that man out coming back strong tomorrow. Bram is so good at what he does, but he always seems to build up. I'm never surprised, like second, third, maybe even fourth occasionally, but he's there or thereabouts on the opening day. Come tomorrow, he will be even quicker. He will push Boyd again tomorrow because he builds in to what he's doing. Dries de Griek tonight, that opening drive from him was one of the best performances of his season. He came close, but at the end of it all, it comes down to the winner,
et chocolaterie.
the man stood
Que dire
in the
sur
middle
cette soirée,
for
que dire sur ce
once
résultat?
again
Once again,
to the top of the
there at
podium.
Geneva, new victory.
Well done,
Le
Boyd.
vainqueur ce soir avec Binoc, avec Barney, Cathy Duchess et Mad Max pour l'Australie. Le vainqueur, Boyd
It is the national anthem, I believe, for Australia coming our way as he salutes this lovely audience. Banyok, Barney, Katie Duchess and Mad Max, the stars of the show, really, are those four horses still in front of Boyd, and he would tell you that too. And I couldn't agree more. He's good at what he does, his understanding. But it is down to that team of four, the national anthem.
The winner tonight, Boyd Exell.
But will he be the winner tomorrow night? He's been on an absolute run of victories so far when it comes to the big nights this season. But can he do it again? Presentation time.
Bien sûr, des bons d'honneur à remettre. Il y aura aussi des pommes offertes à ces chevaux par Lopage, Binoc, Barney, Cathy Duchess et Mad Max. Maître des maîtres, qui a bien sûr
CHI de Genève,
à défendre
2025.
La Coupe du Monde qui se déroulera en milieu de journée avec
The FEI Driving World Cup.
Le sourire du vainqueur qui s'impose malgré un pied cassé.
Plenty. But want to congratulate that man.
Il est là, il est aux avant-postes. Il nous a réalisé un chronomètre d'enfer sur cette seconde manche. On enchaîne directement avec la deuxième place, son élève impérial sur le premier tour, puisqu'il était le seul sans faute avec les couleurs de la Belgique. Meneur associé.
I mean, what a performance. Round of applause to this man. He should be smiling the way he put that opening drive together to get himself right in the mix tonight. This week from Belgium.
Le meneur qui est monté sur la deuxième marche du podium de la Coupe du Monde à Bordeaux en début d'année.
Yep. Well done to you. Well done to Hunter, to Kane B, to Kimano and to Leon. It's fabulous four.
Boyd Exell sur le premier tour. Et puis enfin celui qui s'est imposé par trois fois
And then,
aussi, qui est numéro 2 mondial, qui s'octroie la troisième
congratulations
place,
to Bram Chardon.
avec
Conversano Mara, Favori Faro, Favori 15, and Siglari Capilla Semaphore, taking third here this evening with a very special guest on the back.
Bram Chardon accompagné de Dags, la mascotte du CHI de Genève.
There you go. Yes.
Aussi aux félicitations
This is Lucky Charm.
de Buddy Croilet, accompagné de Sophie Mathieu-Morel pour le CHI. Voilà, c'est sur cette troisième place que se clôture cette remise des prix. Encore une fois, un grand merci à l'Institut international de Nancy de soutenir cette épreuve.
A superb evening of sport, once again delivered by the best drivers in the world. Tomorrow they go again in the one that gives out the points for the World Cup standings in 25 and 26. Will it be this man, or will one of the others be able to find their way past him? Enjoy what is to come, because it's now time for a little bit of showboating. I'll let you just soak that up, and I'll look forward to being back with you on FEI TV tomorrow for the FEI Driving World Cup's main day here in Geneva. But thank you for joining us tonight. From this one, from me, until tomorrow, I'll be back. But enjoy what's coming.
Le monument de cette discipline, le maître des maîtres qui vous salue, la victoire à nouveau de Boyd Exell. Et la Belgique au deuxième rang, comme il y a 2 ans dans cette épreuve d'ouverture, Dries de Grieck. Et le challenger, bien sûr, 3 victoires déjà fêtées ici à Palexpo avec les Pays-Bas, Bram Chardon. Allez, un petit carrousel pour continuer. Quel spectacle encore ce soir, quelle tension dans cette épreuve d'ouverture. Ça nous annonce bien sûr du beau sport pour demain en milieu de journée pour l'étape Coupe du Monde. Les 3 meilleurs, Boyd Exell, Dries de Grieck, Bram Chardon. Une casquette au passage, un flot tout à l'heure. Faut être là à la distribution des prix. On ne vous entend plus, Palexpo, continuez en rythme avec la musique. Allez, le 3e qui nous quitte, Bram Chardon. Le Belge 2e, Dries de Grieck. Le passage de la butte. Et les salutations du maître, du vainqueur, Boyd Exell. C'est ce qui s'appelle de la vitesse. On ne se lasse pas de ces beaux moments, de cette musique entraînante pour cette 64e édition du concours hippique international de Genève. Et ça n'est bien sûr pas terminé pour cette avant-dernière journée de compétition. Vous avez maintenant rendez-vous du côté du village des exposants et notamment sur le stand du Cavalier Roman pour une spéciale dédicace des derniers champions olympiques qui signent le livre d'Alban Poudret. Et puis sinon aussi sur la piste extraction, bien sûr, l'élevage mis à l'honneur comme chaque année. La finale de la Swiss Breed Classic, les 8 meilleurs 3 ans et plus qui se donnent rendez-vous pour les notes des juges internationaux. Et puis côté sport sur la grande piste, le prochain rendez-vous c'est la grande chasse. Une habitude ici aussi le samedi soir à Palexpo. Et puis enfin en apothéose pour terminer cette journée, bien sûr l'UBS Challenge à 21h30. On profite, on savoure cette 64e édition du concours hippique international de Genève. À vos côtés, bonne soirée.